Hey kids, good morning. I have my duck with me this morning because I'm feeling ducky. Yeah. So if you haven't already seen the video that I posted of my visit with my mother yesterday, please go to whatdoisaywhatdoido.com. No, not .com. That's the website. Just go to Facebook. And what do I say? What do I do? I posted the video. That's, I think, the only place I posted it. Okay, so here's what happened. Okay, I got there, and they took me on this I got to the home where my mother is. Oh, for those of you who don't visit here every day, I have not seen my 97-year-old mother in over 6 months. She's in memory care. She has dementia. I see her on a portal, a Facebook portal, like FaceTime kind of thing, where I can talk to her pretty much every day. I was vastly afraid that my mother would pass away and I would never get to hug her again. So when I asserted myself, thank you, and said, someone's got to cut the woman's toenails. I asked you to do it and she can't do it. I will come and do it. And they said, okay, when do you want to come? I was like, okay, now. I want to come now. But I had a COVID test. She is 97. I want to make sure that I was completely healthy before I spent any time with her. So I had my COVID test. I got good results. And yesterday was the day. I didn't tell her because with dementia, she would have been asking them every 5 seconds, when is Sandy coming? When is Sandy coming? She still knows who I am. She doesn't know who everyone is, but she still knows who I am, sort of. Yesterday when I was with her, at one point I said, so do you know who I am? And she said, of course, as if I was the dumbest thing that ever walked the face of the earth. And I said, okay, who am I? And she said, you're Sandy. And I said, that's right. And what am I to you? And she said, a relative. A relative? And I said, that's right. Do you know what kind of relative? And her response was, one I really like. I said, okay, good. That makes me feel terrific. But do you know how we're related? And she sadly did not know how we were related. So when I said to her, I'm your daughter, you're my mother, she looked at me and she said, I am? And I said, yes, you are. You gave birth to me. I did? Yes, you did. And if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be here. Well, I'm so glad you're here. I ended up spending 2 hours with her. Now, clearly, a lot of that time was working on her toenails, which was no picnic. But I was with her, and it was awesome. So they took me on this big convoluted trail outside, around buildings, through back doors, and put me in a room at the very end of memory care where nobody else would be around. And in that room, they had set up 2 chairs with 2 little side tables, 6 feet apart. And that was where I was going to see my mother and work on her toes. And as we were walking into the hallway, one of the attendants was walking my mother up the hallway. At first, she just saw that there were some people there, and she's Fritzy and she's happy and friendly. So of course, she acted like she was happy to see some people. But then she recognized me. The only thing I can compare it to is what it's like to watch a child open a present on Christmas morning when it's that present they asked Santa for and they really, really wanted. The excitement was, she started to come toward me, and the person in charge said to me, just remember, no hugging, no touching. And then she went like this, until I'm gone. And we both started laughing. Even Fritzy started laughing. She got it. So we got into the room. They set us all up. They left. My mother looked at me. I looked at my mother, and it was clearly the best hug I've ever had. It was a mama hug. I mean, they don't get better than that. Good morning, everybody. I'm sorry. I shouldn't be ignoring you. Oh, look how many of you are here visiting with me. Yay. Thank you for being here this morning. I'll talk some more about my visit with my mother, but I think most of you who are here have already seen my post that the Facebook police have once again put me on restriction. And I think because they don't want me to post to a lot of people at once. I don't know. I belong to like 20 different groups. And most mornings I take my word art for the day, my positive message, and I share it in the groups that I'm a member of. Hello, isn't that the way you're supposed to do it? Well, apparently they decided this morning that was not the case. And once again, they have put me on restriction until next Saturday. So my request of you folks is take the word art and share it on your pages. Share it in the groups you're in. Let's get the happy stuff out, particularly after last night's debate. We need some good news, some happy people posting things on the internet, okay? Just share away, will you please? I would really appreciate it. Oh, you're tearing up. I'm tearing up, and I was there. I already lived through it, and I'm still tearing up. Oh. It says starting October 1st, Facebook is cracking down. What? On what? On positive word art? I mean, come on, that just seems crazy. So, you'll be pleased to know that I actually explained to my mother before I took the little video that you saw that there were lots of people out there in the world who didn't have their mothers anymore. And I was wondering if she would be willing to be the every mother. I did that once, by the way. My daughter will tell you. She was doing a big, I can't remember the name of the show, but she was selling her jewelry at this big show, and it happened to be on Mother's Day, and the only way for us to spend Mother's Day together would be for me to help her at her jewelry show. So I went to help her at her jewelry show, and we had a sign up in the booth that said, for all of you who wish you were with your mother today, come get a hug from this mother. And I just hugged random people all day long. It was so awesome. So this is kind of like that. My time with my mother was me representing you and time with your mother. Thanks, Marlene. Marlene said the video was precious. It was. It made us all cry. I've rewatched it. I watched a replay of it, and I cried. And I was there, okay. Enough about that. I don't know when I'll get to see her again, but it was truly a blessing. It was truly awesome. Except I got her a Hershey bar and I forgot to take it to her. So now I have to see her again. Today's word art says it's okay not to be, it's a-okay not to be okay. Would you remember that, please? For yourself, remember that you don't have to feel good all the time. None of us feel good all the time. And be there for your friends. It's okay for them not to feel good all the time either. And sometimes all you really need is just someone to be there with you. You don't even have to talk to them, just be there. Sometimes just a hug is all it takes. Yesterday was World Heart Day. Yeah, we didn't even talk about it. We should have. But today is World Love People Day, which is even better. And my Lord, after the shit show debate last night, we certainly could use some love people, don't you think? I looked up rules. I started thinking, geez, in the days when I was a teacher and I worked with little kids and we talked to them about rules and the importance of rules. I love rules. I have rules for everything, mostly for myself, but for other people too. I mean, rules keep chaos from happening. And last night was a perfect example of what happens when the rules aren't followed. It's rude and chaotic. And this world needs some love, my friends. It needs some love. Let's put it out there. If you are a teacher, talk about the way it can be and why we have rules. We have rules to stay safe. We have rules to create equality. We have rules to hold back the chaos and bring order into the world. Yeah. Nobody followed rules last night. The moderator didn't keep the rules last night. Here's hoping that the next time they'll learn from what didn't work this time. Rules. I like rules. I might talk some more about rules another time. I do have something very serious to talk about. This being the last day of September, I would feel remiss if I didn't mention that September is Suicide Prevention Month. Suicide awareness is so important. I'm not going to bore you with lots of statistics, but my guess is most of you have been touched by suicide in one way or another. I remember being a teenager, home from college for the weekend. My parents were out of the country, and very early in the morning, I got a call from my parents' best friends. Anne called, crying hysterically, wanting to know how to get a hold of my parents. There was no way back then in those days. I asked her what was wrong because clearly something was wrong. And her son, who I went to Sunday school with, I mean, we were the same age. Her son had come home for the weekend as well and shot himself in their house. An only child. God only knows what was in his head. But I watched what his parents went through. And I watched what his family around him went through and the friends went through. And I made a very serious decision right then because college is a very hard time. And I don't know statistics in that respect, but I remember being told that if you were going to commit suicide, college age was like prime time. And I, right then and there, said, I will never do this because I wouldn't hurt the people who love me that way. My husband's best friend committed suicide. The guilt that people feel. Why didn't I know? What could I have done? Aside from the loss of life, one of the women I play tennis with, her daughter committed suicide a couple of years ago, and it haunts her every single day. So what can you do? I tried to bring a therapist on today to talk about it with us, and instead I got a few pointers myself that I want to share with you. Yes, Oprah, it is horrific. There are two things you can do. You can listen and you can ask straight questions. Apparently, if someone has attempted suicide before, there's a higher chance that they will actually go through with it. Here are some questions to ask. Have you ever attempted suicide before? Do you think about killing yourself? What's on your mind? What are you thinking about? What has you feeling like everything is so hopeless? Get them to talk about it with you. And don't pussyfoot around. Ask them those direct questions. Are you thinking about killing yourself? Just tell them. Can't do it. I'm sticking here with you. And stick there with them. The higher the risk is higher if they've tried it before. So find out. Find out where their head is. Find out what they've been doing. And listen for comments like, I wish I'd never been born. I can't do this anymore. It's not worth it anymore. Listen for those comments. And by the way, if you're sure that something is happening, call 911. If you read something in social media and you know something is about to happen, you can contact the social media and they will take care of the 911. I also want to put you in touch with a phone number. You might want to jot this down. 1-800-273-TALK. That's 1-800-273-TALK. As a resource, go to the NIMH.gov/healthy topics/suicide prevention. And if you didn't write all that down, just Google suicide prevention and it will take you to the NIMH. It's a cry for help. And if you hear a cry for help, answer the cry. Okay, I'm not leaving you on that note. Not happening. I'm getting a new computer tomorrow. Yeah, I am. And thank you to my big brother. My brother wanted me to have a new computer so I could do what I do every day and do it with a little less trouble. So I don't know if I'll be using it tomorrow because I don't know what time it won't be delivered in time for tomorrow morning's coffee, but perhaps the day after if I can figure out how to get it all going. Here's to new computers and me learning some new technology. And speaking of technology, apparently the more you make comments on my YouTube videos and the more you give me a like if you like what I'm talking about, the higher my status grows in YouTube, and the higher my status grows, the more people will subscribe. We are so way below where I need to be to make a difference. Look, I love what I do. I don't charge for anything I do. So I want to get to the point where I can sell advertising to other people so I can still keep being here for you for free. That's my plan, okay? That is my idea. But in order to make that happen, I have to have subscriptions. And apparently I need 1,000 and I don't even have 100 yet. Get to work, folks. Get your friends to subscribe. I tried to help a friend subscribe yesterday and we were technologically disadvantaged because apparently you have to have a YouTube account. And she was having a little trouble getting rid of her cookies. So we're going to take care of that today. I'm going to learn it all so I can help you when you get stuck. Whew. Next purchase is a laptop for Opa. Oh, I love my laptop. I'm on a laptop now, but it's like, little hinky because it's old. But I got a new one coming tomorrow. All right. How to be grateful, even when it looks like there's nothing to be grateful for. You can be grateful because miracles happen all the time. I got to visit my mother yesterday. I'm getting a new computer tomorrow. I'd say miracles aplenty are happening for me. I wish you miracles like crazy, and I'm going to, I was just opening to any page at all, and here's what I came up with. Outgoing gratitude equals incoming miracles. Keep that positive attitude, keep that happy face, and just wait for the miracles to come pouring in. Expect them, look for them, because we find in life those things that we expect to find. You want good stuff? Be looking for the good stuff. Don't let it show up when you're not watching for it. Keep watching for that good stuff. Drink your coffee. And remember, it's Love People Day. Go out there and spread the joy. Spread the love. I love you.